Imagine waking up to a tweet that appears to promise the deal of a lifetime. A 10-year golden visa to the United Arab Emirates, all for the simple act of staking a substantial sum in cryptocurrency. It's presented as if it were a magical portal, a digital key to Dubai's soaring skyline, a haven of low taxes, and a launchpad for global business ambitions. For thousands of ambitious dreamers and investors worldwide, this seemed like the golden ticket, the express lane to wealth, status, and a cosmopolitan life under perpetual sunshine. But as the days unfolded, what looked like a beacon of hope quickly turned into a cautionary tale, pulling back the curtain on the fragile intersection of crypto innovation, government policy, and the psychology of investors. Could crypto-backed visas genuinely reshape how we move and invest? Or is this yet another glimmering mirage, fading as you approach? To fully grasp this story, let's rewind and break down how this saga began. At the core lies Toncoin, or TON, a cryptocurrency with roots deeper than most. Ton is not just another token among thousands. It is intimately linked to Telegram, the world's most widely used encrypted messaging app, boasting more than 800 million active users across continents. Telegram's origins lie in the vision of Pavel Durov, who sought to create a secure, censorship-resistant network free from government interference. Out of this vision came the ambitious Telegram Open Network project, which, despite being halted by regulatory pressures, found new life in TON. This blockchain network is now woven into the fabric of everyday Telegram use, making wallets, transactions, and decentralized applications available directly within chat interfaces. In recent months, TON has been a hive of activity, from integrating wallets into Telegram chats, launching decentralized finance protocols, and rolling out smart contract upgrades, to experimenting with new programming languages. TON has positioned itself as a pioneer at the crossroads of social media and blockchain. Its decentralized finance ecosystem's total value locked recently surpassed $155 million United States dollars, reflecting increasing confidence from both users and institutional backers. As more Telegram-based games like Toncoin have exploded in popularity, and as projects migrate to TON's fast, scalable infrastructure, the project's relevance in the crypto world has only grown. But the real catalyst for this drama was the United Arab Emirates' renowned Golden Visa program. For those less familiar, the Golden Visa is not just a prestigious certificate, it is a transformative opportunity. It grants holders residency for up to a decade, with the right to live, work, start businesses, and even sponsor family members. The requirements are significant. Applicants usually need to invest a minimum of 2 million Emirati dirhams, which is about 544,000 United States dollars, through approved and transparent channels. Over the last decade, the UAE, especially Dubai, has become a magnet for entrepreneurs, tech visionaries, and digital nomads, drawn by the promise of low taxes, a safe and luxurious environment, and a regulatory framework that encourages innovation. It's no wonder that blockchain startups and crypto innovators have been flocking to this Gulf metropolis, eager to join its thriving fintech community. On a seemingly ordinary Sunday, the crypto world was thrown into turmoil. Max Crown, the CEO of the TON Foundation, unleashed a tweet that reverberated across the digital sphere. His message was electrifying. Anyone who staked 100,000 United States dollars worth of Toncoin for 3 years and paid a one-time processing fee of $35,000 could secure a 10-year UAE Golden Visa. The funds, he promised, would be safely unlocked after the staking period. Within moments, the news exploded across social media, further amplified by Telegram's founder, the enigmatic billionaire Pavel Durov. Durov's endorsement brought the message to his vast following, numbering more than 2 million. The effect was immediate. TON's price surged, reaching its highest peak since the previous June. Crypto influencers, YouTube analysts, and Telegram groups erupted with excitement, and investors from every corner of the globe scrambled to get in, dreaming of sun-soaked beaches, world-class shopping, and the prestige of a Dubai residency card. But as the euphoria built, skepticism began to bubble up. Seasoned crypto veterans, financial journalists, and regulatory experts raised pressing questions. Alexandra Carrier, vice president at CEXIO, was one of the first to sound the alarm. A single tweet simply doesn't meet the standards expected for news of such scale and can't be taken seriously. He highlighted how major announcements, especially those involving national governments and emerging technologies, require careful and clear communication, ideally through jointly released statements, not viral posts. Changpeng Zhao, legendary founder of Binance, echoed this cautious stance. He reminded his millions of followers that while he's a supporter of Telegram's vision, he always prefers to trust but verify. Zhao stressed that any real government partnership would be announced officially, not through influencer marketing or spontaneous tweets. It soon became clear that these doubts were justified. Within hours, the optimism began to unravel. The United Arab Emirates' highest authorities, the Federal Authority for Identity, Citizenship, Customs and Port Security, the Securities and Commodities Authority, and the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, issued a rare and direct joint statement. They categorically denied the rumors, making it clear that digital assets like Toncoin cannot, under any circumstances, be used to acquire a golden visa. The statement emphasized that TON is neither licensed nor regulated by the country's Virtual Assets Authority, and that residency is granted only through established, government-approved procedures. The public is urged to exercise caution and refer only to official government websites for accurate information, the statement admonished. The fallout was swift and unforgiving. TON's price plummeted, erasing the gains accumulated during the frenzy. Investors who had rushed in found themselves facing losses and an unsettling sense of betrayal. This was not just a momentary blip on the crypto radar. It was a seismic event that sent ripples through both the cryptocurrency and global migration industries. Why did a single tweet have the power to trigger such a dramatic chain reaction? The answer lies in the unique psychology of the crypto market, a realm where hype, FOMO, fear of missing out, and viral narratives can rapidly move billions in value, but also reveal the system's most dangerous vulnerabilities. For many, the promise of a shortcut to residency in one of the world's most dynamic economies proved impossible to resist. Yet, as the dust settled, the lesson was stark. Even the most enticing promise, if not rooted in official policy, can evaporate overnight, leaving only disappointment and disillusionment in its wake. Let's dive deeper into the broader implications of this episode. The concept of trading wealth for residency or citizenship is not a new phenomenon. Over the past 2 decades, more than 30 countries have introduced so-called golden visa, or citizenship by investment programs. Portugal, for instance, became famous for its real estate-based residency scheme, while Malta offered passports to investors willing to contribute substantial sums to its national development fund. These programs, while sometimes controversial, generally operate under strict legal frameworks, demanding transparency, careful vetting, and significant documented investments. The arrival of cryptocurrency as a potential vehicle for such investments was perhaps inevitable. But it comes with a fresh set of challenges. Unlike traditional assets, cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, notoriously difficult to trace, and often poorly understood by regulators. This makes them both enticing and risky for governments seeking to attract foreign capital while maintaining the integrity of their immigration systems. In the immediate aftermath, the Toncoin episode cast a long and lingering shadow. Industry insiders predicted that TON's price would remain volatile, as traders and investors processed the shock and reassessed their confidence in the project's leadership. Concerns were raised not only about the failed visa initiative, but also about deeper issues in the TON ecosystem. For example, there have been persistent discussions about whale wallet concentration, meaning that a handful of wallets control a disproportionate share of the total supply. This raises questions about market manipulation and the long-term health of the TON network. Additionally, critics pointed to Telegram-based games like Toncoin, which, despite their popularity, have been accused of prioritizing short-term engagement and speculative fervor over meaningful, lasting utility for users. These issues, combined with the recent scandal, have led to increased scrutiny from both investors and regulators. But the consequences stretch far beyond TON itself. The United Arab Emirates' response was decisive and unequivocal. Only traditional investment channels, such as real estate purchases or business ventures totaling at least $500,000, are recognized as legitimate pathways to the coveted golden visa. Any attempt to bypass these requirements through unofficial cryptocurrency schemes will not only be rejected, but could also invite legal consequences, including possible prosecution for fraud or misrepresentation. The message to the global crypto industry is crystal clear. Innovation is welcome, but it must operate within the boundaries set by law and regulation. Experts like Alexandra Caria have driven home the importance of credibility and transparency. Public-private partnerships, especially those involving national governments and emerging technologies, must be built on solid ground and clear communication, he emphasized. This sentiment was echoed by Changpeng Zhao, who bluntly criticized Toncoin's marketing strategy, warning that such tactics risk damaging the reputation of the entire crypto sector. Joe Hedgehog of Sigil Fund offered a further layer of critique, noting that the third-party provider behind the pilot program was essentially using TON as a proxy and could just as easily have substituted any other cryptocurrency, underscoring the lack of genuine government endorsement. Zooming out, this episode serves as a wake-up call for the entire crypto industry. In an age of mounting regulatory scrutiny, bold marketing claims and viral social media campaigns are no substitute for diligent research, rigorous due diligence, and official approval. The Securities and Commodities Authority of the UAE has clarified that all crypto investments fall under established frameworks, which are entirely unrelated to golden visa eligibility. The Toncoin Foundation, facing mounting criticism, later clarified that its so-called Golden Visa initiative was merely a pilot program in partnership with a licensed third party and not an official government-endorsed pathway to residency. This distinction is crucial, yet it was lost in the initial wave of hype. Looking ahead, several scenarios are possible. In the short term, Toncoin is likely to experience ongoing price turbulence. Some traders may choose to avoid the token altogether, wary of being caught in another hype-driven roller coaster. Meanwhile, regulatory bodies in the UAE and beyond are expected to ramp up their scrutiny of crypto projects, particularly those that promote residency or citizenship schemes. It is plausible that new, more stringent regulations will emerge, designed to prevent similar confusion and protect investors from misleading promotions. We may see the introduction of explicit guidelines on how cryptocurrencies can be used in relation to migration programs, if at all. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom for Toncoin. Despite the setback, the project continues to push the technological envelope. Recent upgrades include a transition from the FunC programming language to Tolk 1.0, a powerful new tool for building advanced smart contracts on the TON blockchain. Meanwhile, the introduction of USDE and TSUSDE, offering yields via seamless Telegram wallet integration, marks another significant step in expanding Toncoin's decentralized finance ecosystem. Toncoin Space, a non-custodial crypto wallet, is now available to users in the United States within Telegram, opening new possibilities for American investors and users. Buyconomy.com has also extended support for Tether withdrawals to the Toncoin blockchain, further enhancing its global utility. Even as bearish pressure has, for now, overwhelmed buyers, the DeFi ecosystem's total value locked remains impressive, hovering around $155 million United States dollars. The path to recovery will depend on TON's ability to rebuild trust, demonstrate regulatory compliance, and forge real, transparent partnerships with fully licensed institutions. Let's take a step back and consider the broader economic and psychological forces at play. The intersection of digital assets and migration policy taps into some of the most powerful human motivators: security, opportunity, and the desire for a better life. The allure of a fast-tracked visa, especially to a place as attractive as Dubai, speaks directly to people's hopes and ambitions. But history is filled with cautionary tales. The collapse of unregulated investment schemes, from Ponzi scams in the early 20th century to the more recent ICO, initial coin offering, busts of 2018, reminds us that whenever huge potential rewards are dangled in front of the public, the risk of misinformation, manipulation, and disappointment rises dramatically. This is also a story about the evolution of government policy in the face of rapid technological change. While the UAE has been at the forefront of embracing blockchain and digital assets, hosting major conferences, attracting global talent, and exploring central bank digital currencies, it has also demonstrated a willingness to draw clear lines and enforce rules when necessary. This balance between openness and caution is critical for fostering genuine innovation while protecting the public interest. Other countries with popular investment migration programs, such as Portugal, Greece, and Malta, have also wrestled with how to integrate or reject cryptocurrency investments. Their experiences offer valuable lessons for policymakers and entrepreneurs alike. On a practical level, what lessons can viewers and investors draw from this episode? First and foremost, always verify bold claims, especially when your money, legal status, or future are at stake. If you encounter news of a shortcut to residency or citizenship via crypto, resist the urge to react impulsively. Instead, consult official government sources, scrutinize the fine print, and ask tough questions. Remember, legitimate UAE golden visas require documented investments, typically upwards of $500,000 United States dollars, processed exclusively through government-approved channels. No tweet, however persuasive or widely shared, can substitute for legal paperwork and regulatory approval. The same principle applies to other countries. The only safe path is through recognized, transparent procedures. The broader lesson here is even more vital. This episode stands as a textbook example of why due diligence is the bedrock of smart investing. When the digital world collides with real-world privileges like residency or citizenship, the stakes are astronomically high. The lure of easy gains or fast-tracked opportunities can cloud even the most experienced investor's judgment. But, as the saying goes, if something sounds too good to be true, it almost always is. Don't let the fear of missing out override your skepticism. Cultivate a critical mindset. Demand transparency, and hold projects accountable to the highest standards of honesty and responsibility. Can Toncoin regain the trust it lost? The journey ahead will be long and challenging, but it is not impossible. Success depends on a renewed commitment to clear communication, strict regulatory adherence, and the cultivation of genuine, mutually beneficial partnerships. For the broader crypto sector, this is a pivotal moment, a signal that the era of unchecked, hype-driven marketing is coming to a close, and that transparency, integrity, and accountability must be the new currency of trust. And here's an intriguing fact that many may have missed. While the Ton Foundation's pilot visa program was swiftly denied at the government level, the real innovation may be unfolding behind the scenes. Ton is steadily rolling out powerful tools for Telegram's massive user base. From advanced smart contract languages that enable new forms of decentralized applications, to cutting-edge DeFi features that extend far beyond the realm of visas and residency. This relentless focus on technical progress could, in time, reposition Ton as a central pillar in Telegram's ambitious Web3 strategy, provided the project can navigate the regulatory minefield and repair its reputation. Let's also consider the potential ripple effects. As authorities tighten regulations, we may see other crypto projects become more cautious in their marketing, shifting toward partnerships with licensed financial institutions rather than pursuing quick, unvetted publicity stunts. In turn, this could foster a healthier, more sustainable ecosystem, one in which investors are better informed and major announcements are delivered through proper, verifiable channels. If handled wisely, the lessons from this incident could ultimately benefit both the crypto sector and the millions of people seeking new opportunities worldwide. As we stand at the crossroads of digital finance and global mobility, the Toncoin story serves as a powerful reminder of both the promise and the peril of innovation. The world is watching. Will cryptocurrencies one day become legitimate pathways to residency or even citizenship? Or will governments and regulators continue to close the door on such experiments, insisting that only traditional investments count? Only time will reveal the answer. But one thing is certain. Transparency, trust, and responsibility will be the pillars upon which the future of global digital finance is built. Now I want to hear from you. Should cryptocurrencies like TON ever be linked to residency or citizenship programs? What safeguards and regulations would you want to see in place before trusting your future to a blockchain project? Share your opinions in the comments below. Let's get a thoughtful conversation started. If you found this deep dive valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next big story shaping our digital world. Until next time, stay smart, stay skeptical, and keep your eyes open for both the risks and the opportunities.